Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for March the 13th through the 19th, 2023. So, before we begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who is returning to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who may be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. Just a few reminders before we begin as well. Just also, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Select the all notification bell and like, dislike, and leave comments. Very important part of the information that might come through your insights. Just have a way of impacting others. So trust that if you feel called to do so, um, and to please participate in that way. Also, if you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And for this month, I've extended the special offer of being able to select the first time promotional reading offer for everyone as a gift from me to you, because this is my birthday month. So this week, the 17th, will actually be my birthday, and I thank so many of you already for um, your well wishes and your prayers. And also, if you'd just like to contribute to the channel, and if you'd like to just any amount that you would like to contribute, you can go to my PayPal me link, which is in the description area as well. Now, hopefully, you've all had an opportunity to um, review the readings that I posted for the 12 zodiac signs, the monthly angel scopes, I call them, as and also the monthly reading, the general reading for the month. So if you haven't had a chance to check them out, please make sure that you do so. All right, you should be able to find them on my Facebook page. There's a link there to my Twitter account. There's also a link um, for that as well, and on this and on YouTube. All right, so let's take a deep breath. And so right now, I don't have the normal light, but I hope it will improve as the time goes along. Um, we're having a bit of snow. I don't think it's going to be much, but it's just sort of snow showers right now. Um, and so that's another reason for the lighting as well outside. And go ahead and take another deep breath. And just breathe into your heart space. Just place your attention on your heart space, or your heart chakra. And just feel as though your heart is opening wide. The doors of your heart are the petals of your heart chambers are opening and expanding wide. And just allow yourself to send out that beautiful warm light. And just feel it surrounding you and placing you in a cocoon of peace. And allow the peace and joy that flows within your soul, that lights up every part of who you are, every facet of your diamond light, to extend out into the world. And just feel your energy or your aura expanding as your angels stand behind you. And a very tall angel is standing behind you, spreading out its wings around you and over you. And is extending its hand out in front of you, helping you to welcome any opportunities and desires that you're now manifesting. So I'm seeing a symbol of the phallic, which is my symbol for manifestation. And so this angel is helping you prepare to receive what it is that you are seeking to bring forth. And I'm also seeing a dragon energy. And it appears to be an elemental dragon. And you're getting a sense of the air dragon. Okay, so the air dragon can help clear your thoughts. It doesn't have fire, but it has this puffs of air that can clear um, your energy, your mind. And so maybe you are or have been seeking some kind of clarity. Now, I don't know what this means, and I'm not going to try to figure out what it means, but I saw the country Singapore, so that might have some meaning to someone who's watching. And when I first started, I saw sort of this phallic symbol, sort of like in a forest, like a tree, but like a tree that was leaning, that's not really stable or grounded. And so you might want to be aware of that when they show me teeth, that means that we're, we're judging ourselves. There might be some ways in which, or things that you're saying to yourself that is preventing you from being able to really align with your outcome. And I don't know if for that person that you're trying to get there, or there's something you're trying to do within that country. But whatever it is, you have to work into bringing yourself into alignment. Okay, which means that there is some thought process that is sort of creating the potential of some results that you might believe that you're attracting towards yourself instead of what it is that it is you do that you're really trying to accomplish. So make sure that your motives are still pure, because what can happen is that we can choose to sort of let fear motivate, and then we get into this mode of doing whatever it takes, right, to survive, to achieve a goal rather. And this will lead you way off the path of what your original intention was. So make sure that you've not allowed your fears to push aside that pure agenda, because your faith is wavering, or because you're not seeing enough evidence. You had all this enthusiasm around this wonderful idea, but however, you started to wane in your belief because you couldn't figure out how to make it happen. And you weren't seeing enough physical evidence right away. And that's because we have this sort of fast food mentality, right? We want this, everything should be happening right now. Now, part of that is also your divine memory. And this sense, when the idea became a part of you, it felt real to you. Because as it says, when we ask, it is given immediately. But because of our ego and the illusions that it projects, we can't believe or receive or perceive that this reality has already started, has already been launched for you. And so, where you are is in this state of needing proof, but it's your actions and that you need to, where they're writing simplicity or simplify here. So, the thing is that we have the idea, we have the vision of where we're going. But what we don't like in the linear timeline of our sort of human awareness is the getting there. But that is the part for our human experience, for our physicality, that it delights in. It delights in building things, making things, crafting them, fashioning them, being a part of the details, and watching those details sort of um, iron themselves out. One part of the the human experience, the mind enjoys the mapping, but another enjoys the doing. So between the spirit that believes and says it's done, and the mind that has a map and is trying to follow that map, and this physicality that's just ready to engage. So you have the map, you have this engagement, and you have this enthusiasm and this belief, this enlightenment, because there's enlightenment in this purpose. It's bringing about some kind of awakening. Now, the word I saw when I saw the tower, the word was epiphany. And this happened before I began the reading and the meditation. And so there's an epiphany that is that will that has occurred to you. But that epiphany, you have to keep that flame going. And the way to keep the flame going in the physical experience is the commitment to crafting it, ironing it out, engaging in the process. And what they meant by simplicity is that you start where it's easiest for you to begin, where it's easiest for you to keep that flame lit, where it's easiest for you to receive physical, I'm having problems with my speech now, physical evidence. If you start, or if you try to jump into the deep end first, they're saying, and you don't really know how to swim in the deep end, then you're going to feel overwhelmed, or you're going to feel as though you're lost. So you start in the shallow end where you know you can stand your ground. where you know what you're doing. It's that place in between being like the land and being in the water, right? Because you can stand on a surface, which is sort of similar to your physicality. But as you go deeper, you're going into this emotional awareness, this unknown. And you want to work with both until the other becomes more familiar and more detailed in terms of direction and in terms of the potential of what you're trying to do. Now, they wrote the word Jupiter, so this is about expansion. And part of the process is one of expansion. Part of the idea, when it's given to you, is expansion, epiphany, in another way. So start where you know you can stand. Start where you know you can stand and where you know you can achieve success and where you can allow yourself to have more opportunities that flow to you with greater ease of being able to have some physical feedback, physical proof of what you're accomplishing. That so you can begin to have be able to see it is what we're so. But if you go too far ahead of yourself, or do not pick a place from where you are right now, because here's the thing. I just wrote the word map. So you have a map because once you got the idea, the map sort of laid out in front of you, at least what you think the map is. And see, that's another part of it. The map has too much, our maps rather, have too much certainty, as if to say, um, they're too fixed. And in our universe and in the landscape of ourselves, we need to always be aware that we're always expanding. Every action that we take is causing us to expand, meaning change. So while there are parts of us, like principles, that are sometimes more rooted and they may be fixed for a certain amount of time, at some point they become indefinite. But there are components like all that unknown, that is quite uncertain, which means that the possibilities ahead are infinite based on who you're what you're choosing right now. And so it is really important that you understand that although this idea may be so far advanced or futuristic from where you're standing right now, meaning it's such a different reality than the one you're in. But there is a common thread in your current situation that will allow you to begin the journey of moving into that expansiveness to reach that goal. And within that expansiveness, you will change and shift and adjust and adapt and become some other version of yourself when you finally reach. And as you're going through the process, when you finally reach that destination, and as you're going through the process, this is all going to take place. So finding that simplistic connection in your current situation to help to that idea that you're being summoned or called to fulfill is going to be key. to you experiencing the miracle of your transformation and unfolding. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for the month. Okay, and this is Archangel Lavender. And Archangel Lavender, let me just pull the card up here for a minute. She, as you can see, her energy is actually lavender. And so the card says she prepares your soul for healing, forgive and release everyone. And it would appear that there's something that you have to forgive, something you need to let go, a part of yourself that you need to allow to soar in total freedom. Now, freedom is an energy, is a facet of your soul's energy. It's a part of your divine makeup, and it's essential that it has the ability to always envelop everything about you and everything that you are seeking to create. There has to be a freedom. And so the word that they're showing me right now is that we have to release. We have to release more than we do. Because what we try to do mostly is to control. We try to control every detail of our life. And we're convinced by our ego and by everyone else around us doing it like it's the biggest fashion of since, the fall from grace is to be in control, to be in control, to be in control, to be in control of our lives, to be in control of our finances, to be in control of our loved ones, to be in control, responsibility, duty, all these things is about control. And this controlling mechanism is moment by action, by thought and belief, is usurping your free will, your freedom on every level of your existence. And they're flashing words in front of my face like cooperation. And how often do we think of the word cooperation as much as we think about, controlling? We make choices, and what we decide to do is control rather than cooperate. And what am I trying to tell you about this? Because no matter what decisions you make, whether they are right or wrong, whether they are for your highest good or if they are to your own detriment, what you do not, what you fail to see, they're saying, is that the universe is always cooperating with you. And rather than to try to control, fix, manipulate, or get out of the choices that you've made, if you cooperate, I don't know if you're hearing the message already just by the word. If you cooperate after any choice, right or wrong, for your highest good or to your detriment, the purpose, the function of yourself is to start acting in cooperation with the co-creative process, because that means the help. Start cooperating with the help that the universe is always providing you. The universe shows up before you show up. God and your angel, source, whatever you want to call it, they are already there before you arrive with the preparations for whatever you need to align you with your soul's gifts, purpose, potential, and path. Are you really hearing this right now? Because the way that control often comes out emotionally is anxiety, worrying mentally. Maybe you get stuff in your stomach, or you get all twisted in your stomach, or you get sort of clumsy because you're not grounded. All of that is a sign that you are acting on behalf of your ego's fears, which it tries to portray itself as guidance. It is not. It is not guidance or advice. At the best, it's a short it's a quick fix. And that is the bad habit that we've all gotten used to. What they want you to do is to start cooperating. And cooperating does not mean do what we say. Cooperating, this is not a Borg. This is not the Borg, like in Star Trek. They're not trying to assimilate you. You actually already are a part of the divine. But everyone within this has the ability to do goodwill of its own free will. Cooperation means trust and believe that the universe is always seeking to support you, to help you with whatever it is that you're trying to do. It's like a parent or a teacher or a team that is there really to support you. In an ideal classroom, the teacher might set out some things to test your abilities, to challenge you, to help bring out that potential that they see is there. And you might not see it as such. You might think, because your ego is talking to you, that this teacher doesn't like you, that they are trying to fail you. That's where most of us go, or trip us up, or they're just mean, that they don't want to help you. And in some ways, they might be doing their job if you think that much. Because that means that your ego is tripping out from and is being triggered because you are being helped, just not in the way you think you should be helped. And to cooperate with that is to give you, because once you give, when you cooperate, you give. And when you give, the teacher can really help you shape and mold your ideas or your talents or your gifts or your potential, your purpose. They can help you once you really give. Release. Back to that word. But to control, no. In the ultimate ideal classroom, it's not to control you. It's not to it's not about submitting yourself, but it's about working together on whatever it is that you wish to accomplish, so that when you receive ideas or other epiphanies, they open and expand your mind. They heal, resolve, reveal, and take you deeper and help to give more validity to that map. So forgiveness might be first to start with yourself and maybe even the universe and God. Maybe some of you blame the universe for your approach to life seemingly being a difficult one, but without first seeing how you facilitate it. All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. And I'm going to just pull these up. This is the Action of Swords. So this is the Knight of Sword. So this is telling you that the way this court is written out is sort of focusing on how you can embody this court personality. And so the knights here are representing action. And the sword is about being focused on a goal. As you can see here in this card, there's sort of like this sort of eye, like we're seeing through the eye, and everything else is blocked out. The only thing that is clear is what is intended as its focus. And right now, you've got to block out all of that other stuff that doesn't have anything to do. So that means that the court cards of the suit of swords are telling you to get rid of BS and focus on the truth. Because the more you focus on the truth and you clear out the BS around you, the faster you can act, meaning you can, the faster you can get results, because the truth is about following a path of total clarity. In this night, there is no indecisiveness, there are no doubts. And yet there is sort of this bullheaded, tunnel vision that just goes directly for it and directly towards it. And they're writing the word resignation. I think we have to resign ourselves to what our truth is, what our purpose is, what our original intention is, and do not entertain anything else until you achieve it. And we have the Lover's card. So this is a major arcana card, and it's highly given us the focus. So number one, this is a card often about choice, but it's also a card about and in that choice, I say this first, it's about choosing that higher self perspective over the distractions of our ego. And it's also a card of unity or alignment, meaning that and the number 6 in the tarot numerology is one of harmony, cooperation. So right now, this is highlighting that you are working in cooperation with your heart. There's no other agenda. that should interfere or that you are allowing to interfere. And if this happens, then the actions of this night will be successful and will serve the highest good. I don't know why I just saw the word retreat, but I guess it would be that if you feel that, like we were talking about at the beginning, which I can't remember how they started this, but if you feel as though um, you're not on that path, we were talking about that leaning phallic symbol, right? That something's out of alignment, that the motive is off, then retreat. That does not mean to give up, but retreat from the kind of energy that you are forcing into the situation. Retreat. Take a time to reconnect to that purpose. Go back to that original moment or the moments before that original moment when that idea struck you. Go back there. Because in that moment, those moments preceding was the process that led to that epiphany you had and the news resignation that you had to achieve this goal. And you've lost connection with it somehow. All right, so the card for the end of the week is the Ten of Cups. And we see these orca whales. And when I think of this energy here, this card represents, first of all, 10 is a card of renewal. It's at the end of a cycle, and it's also the beginning of a new one. So this is this is also showing a sense of completion, like a chapter finished. So be aware. That's what I'm just hearing from them. Be aware when you have met your goal. And I don't mean like you may not be at the destination, but you've reached a milestone within this journey that you need to acknowledge. You might be looking at this situation as a complete washout when there's something there that I don't want to say redeemable, but it's something there that was actually what was meant. And because you're not seeing it, you're not going to be able to take that thread and move forward. So be aware. Get rid of the BS. Get rid of the extraneous distractions or extraneous information and focus back on that intention, original intention, and it will be highlighted to you. You'll receive another epiphany to keep you on track with your desire and your plans. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have the embodiment of wands, and this is the King of Wands. So this is telling you that right now you really need to be a leader of your vision, meaning you need to fully embody your vision. You need to become this vision. And it's interesting how in this card, the king, we usually see like something, like we see in the night, we see its shadow, right, of the person. We've in the well, in the inspiration, the page, we don't see something, but here we just see the I don't know what the word is. Sort of like the crown, the scepter, the tools, the um, I don't know what to say, but anyway. So, and here the crown seems to, if it'll, has these crystals, it looks like to me, sticking out of its hat. So that gives us a sense that it's really, um, a sense of amplification, because crystals amplify, right? So that and that the crown has these crystals these rainbow crystals actually, which are very beautiful, that amplify its visions and its goals, so that the King of Wands is always motivated. He gets he is like a channel of um, visions, and he sees the bigger picture. He sees where everything is going, and he can keep you know um, motivating others in that direction. And so you need to embody this sort of spirit of vision, to be a visionary here, to the leadership. And this can all happen if you stop trying to control and start cooperating. So that in that word cooperation means that you are a channel, you're working with, and you're trusting. And this would be all of the qualities that this king has: total spiritual trust. Fire, fire. He's fire. He's both, all the kings are the fire element, and he's also, his element is fire. So bring it on, so to speak, right? Bring it on. Trust your trust your inner fire, trust your passion. Let your passion and compassion, they write, lead you and guide you. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. It just seems as though, although the energies right now are really intense, but if we really sort of embody this, become this visionary, and then we just need to be a little disciplined in terms of, there's nothing wrong with the grand plan that the King of Wands might always have, but you have to know where you can be successful and where you can keep that spark going. So it's about keeping that spark going and finding that simplistic connection where you can receive the evidence of what you need to keep you going. All right, enough. God bless you.